I've been using the iPad mini for a good few months now, and it's quickly turned into my favourite iPad I've ever owned. In this video we're going to cover some of my favourite accessories that I think make this even better. Let's take a look. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who saw my recent video about moving from an iPad Pro to an iPad mini, you probably won't be surprised to know that I'm still really happy with my choice. I'm fully obsessed with this little tablet, and I thought it might be cool to share some of the accessories that I pair up with my iPad mini on any given day. So where possible, I've linked all of these accessories down in the description below, but if there's anything that you can't find there, do let me know and I'll do my best to signpost to where you can find it. There are also some special offers and discounts that you can access. I'm going to flag these up on screen as well as in the description. So let's get straight into my accessories. Now the first thing you probably notice about my iPad is that I've wrapped it in a skin. Now I've usually done this with most of my previous iPads, and I find that the metal construction is just a little bit slippery and obviously prone to scratches if, like me, you're carrying it around with you most places that you go. Now this is the Swarm skin from D brand, and for me this is great because it not only adds a bit of protection but also some texture and some grip. So next up we have the Infinity magnetic stand from Benks. This is crafted from aluminium. It's really well built and it's got some anti-slip coating on the foot here that means it's not going to be skidding around on a desk. And because it's got magnets built into the mount here, you can just snap on your iPad mini straight onto the stand and then adjust it to pretty much any angle you want, whether it's horizontal, vertical, or in terms of height. It's super easy to adjust, and then once it's in place it's not going anywhere. So I tend to use this for taking FaceTime calls, watching the odd bit of content, and also alongside my laptop as a separate screen in sidecar mode. I've also started using the Benks stand in its lowest position as a more ergonomic position when I'm doing digital note taking and any kind of writing. Now speaking of writing, there are a few accessories here that are all about digital note taking on the iPad mini. First up we have the Apple Pencil version 2. It's so responsive, it charges magnetically, and over the last few years this single accessory has allowed me to move from paper notebooks to a fully digital note taking approach. And I tend to use this for all sorts, taking notes when I'm in meetings, when I'm on calls, sketching out thumbnail ideas, making lists for B-roll content that needs filming, you name it. It has really transformed how this device works for me. And you'll see I've got a grip here on the pencil which is from Paperlike. This just helps keep things ergonomic if I'm making lots of notes while still allowing me to magnetically attach the pencil to the iPad without having to take it off. Now I also have a Paperlike 2.0 cover on the screen. This new one allows for enhanced sharpness along with that classic Paperlike feel when you are writing on the iPad. Oh, and if you're watching this before the end of January 2023, Paperlike are giving away a full set of their Pro Planning PDFs with every purchase. So when my iPad isn't on the Benks stand, I tend to have it inside this case. I'm a really big fan of the contrast between the black D brand skin and also the white Folio cover, which is from Apple. Again, this all attaches magnetically and it's really easy to take on and off as you need to, whilst providing pretty decent protection to the screen and the rest of the iPad when you're carrying it around in a bag or a pocket. Now, given the size of the iPad mini, I tend not to make a habit of using it as a productivity machine, but it's good to know that I do have the option of attaching a keyboard and a mouse when I do need to blitz through some reports or emails. And typically for me, I'm going to be using a low profile keyboard like the Keychron K3. I'm a big fan of the version 2, but I've also started using the Keychron Pro, which is an absolute powerhouse of a mechanical keyboard. Likewise, iPadOS does have mouse support, which means I can easily connect my Logitech MX Master Mouse via Bluetooth for scrolling and clicking, let's say if I'm writing a script for one of these videos or if I'm blasting through a load of emails. And when I do find myself in digital nomad mode, it's usually a matter of time before the battery indicator reminds me this is only a little iPad with a relatively little battery. So I do keep a portable charger with me just in case I get caught out. Now at the moment I flip between one of these two chargers from a brand called ENU. There's the B61, which is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery and enables a speedy 22.5 watt charging to up to 3 devices, 2 via USB-A and another via USB-C. And this can top up my iPad mini 1.5 times over, so really useful to have out and about if there's a chance you might get caught out. Now if you're on a plane or any kind of extended trip, there's also the B63 charger from ENU. This is a monster 25,000 milliamp hour battery, and that can even charge a MacBook at up to 65 watts. So this thing will give you power for a week, easy. Now, considering how much charge it holds, also not too bad in terms of weight too. And just to keep things minimal when I'm out and about, I use this single cable solution from Nomad. So from here, I can hook up a single cable to either of those in-use chargers and charge anything I need to with a lightning connector, micro USB, or in the case of the iPad mini, USB-C. So this is a really super handy device and just saves you having to mess around with loads of different cables. So let's round things off with a bit of downtime. And I do love a bit of gaming to wind down, and pairing this Sony DualSense controller to my iPad is an awesome way to connect to my PlayStation 5 console remotely and knock out a bit of gaming when I do get the time. So at the moment I've just started delving into the latest Monkey Island game, which is a wonderful bit of nostalgia and a walk down memory lane for anyone who is into those classic adventure games back in the 90s. So those are some of my favourite accessories that help me make the most of this awesome little device. If you're an iPad mini fan, let me know if you've got any of these accessories already and how you find them, and if there are any great ones that I missed, just let me know down there in the comments. And as I mentioned, I have managed to get my viewers some awesome discounts for some of these products. Just check the description for more details on those. Now in the meantime folks, if you enjoyed this, do be kind, leave a like before you leave, and if you want to see more like this, maybe even a cheeky subscribe. I'll see you next time.